Hi, and welcome back to yet another video. This is the 5th episode of the story about the time when Naruto had would release. Let's watch how Naruto takes world by storm. After you've finished watching, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Yeah, Blindy, I know my name. Jiraiya, who is this kid? Asked Tsunade with a slightly irritated voice. Tsunade is a beautiful woman who looked to be in her 20s despite being over 50. She is a fair-skinned woman with brown eyes and straight, blonde hair tied back into two loose ponytails with bangs framing either side of her face. She was wearing a grass-green haori with the kanji for gamble written in black on the back, inside a red circle. Underneath she wears a gray, kimono-style blouse with no sleeves, held closed by a broad, dark bluish-gray obi that matches her pants. She wears open-toed, strappy black sandals with high heels and red polish on both her fingernails and toenails. She also has a violet diamond mark situated on her forehead. Jiraiya laughed as Naruto was still gawking at Tsunade. Jiraiya never told Naruto they were searching for her and it definitely caught him by surprise. "He's my new apprentice, Naruto." "Naruto, this is Tsunade and Shizune," said Jiraiya as Naruto finally got out of his stupor. Naruto looked to the black-haired woman as she smiled warmly at him. "Why don't you hang with Shizune while my teammate and I speak to one another?" Naruto nodded his head as he greeted Shizune. "Nice to meet you, Shizune-san," said Naruto as he held out a hand to Tsunade's dark-haired assistant. "Nice to meet you too, Naruto. This is Tonton," said Shizune as she shook hands with Naruto and showed him her pig. Naruto and Jiraiya sat in the booth with the two women as Naruto talked to Shizune and played with Tonton. Tsunade held a critical eye toward Naruto as she already knew who he was. "Naruto, the QB kid? I haven't really heard from him since he was born. Seems he's grown up to look just like Jiraiya's last pupil, the fourth," thought Tsunade as she noticed a green glow coming from her chest. "Why is my grandfather's necklace glowing? So what do I owe the pleasure of seeing you here?" said Tsunade to Jiraiya as she sipped from her cup. "Well, we just stopped here for something to eat and imagine my surprise when I see you here, of all people," said Jiraiya with a smile. Tsunade scoffed. "Seems like both of my old teammates decided to visit me on the same day." Jiraiya narrowed his eyes slightly and asked, "So you're saying Orochimaru was here? What happened?" "Nothing much. We just said hello," answered Tsunade. Jiraiya smirked slightly. "Is that why there was a section of the palace wall destroyed? Just a hello?" asked Jiraiya. Jiraiya and Naruto had seen a huge piece of the wall around Danzakugai in pieces on their way into the city. "DCH. Orochimaru already told me about Sensei, so what do you want, Jiraiya?" Jiraiya took on a serious face as he said, "I'll get straight to the point then. Konoha has requested that you become its 5th Hokage." At the word Hokage, the table went silent. Shizune looked shocked as she couldn't believe what was just said. Tsunade had no outside reaction to the word but inwardly was shocked. Naruto got excited at the prospect of Tsunade being the Hokage. He'd be able to have a family member always around, especially someone like Tsunade. "I'll say it again, the village advisors have requested that you become the village's Godime Hokage, 5th Hokage. So what do you say?" said Jiraiya since Tsunade was still quiet. Tsunade took a deep breath and said, "Not possible, I refuse." Jiraiya laughed slightly. "I remember that line. I asked you to date me a long time ago and those were the same words you used," said Jiraiya as Naruto looked shocked at Tsunade. Tsunade noticed Naruto's facial expressions and scoffed slightly. "Seems your apprentice is shocked at that. He even looks like your last one, though he's less gifted, to still be a Jonin at that age. Terrible," said Tsunade as Naruto narrowed his eyes slightly. "That's a pretty tough comparison as it's hard for anyone to beat the Yondaime in those fields. His capabilities as a ninja were unrivaled in history. He was talented with techniques, incredibly smart, and very popular. He was also handsome like me," said Jiraiya. He was going to continue with how Naruto could surpass the Yondaime with time but Tsunade cut him off. "Even still, the fourth died young. He threw his life away for the village," said Tsunade as Naruto glared at her. "How could you say that? He died protecting what was precious to him," said Naruto. Tsunade scoffed. "Life isn't like money. Only an idiot bets his life so easily," said Tsunade. Naruto began to shake with rage slightly. "An idiot?" thought Naruto. "My grandfather, the Shodaime Hokage, and the Nidaime wished to end the war, but they wasted their lives before they could accomplish that," said Tsunade as Naruto put his head down slightly. Jiraiya noticed Naruto's anger rising and hoped he'd keep a level head. "Tsunade, you've changed. I don't know what you've been thinking, but you seem to have put it in words," said Jiraiya. Tsunade laughed slightly. I'm in my 50s despite looking like this. Time changes people. Sarutobi-sensei is the same. If an old man tries to act brave, of course, he'll die, said Tsunade. The title Hokage is a piece of crap. Only an idiot becomes one. Finished Tsunade as she blinked to see a fist inches from her nose. Naruto had jumped on the table and threw a punch at Tsunade, only to have Jiraiya stop him by grabbing his shirt. Tsunade saw Naruto holding a very serious face at her as she merely laughed. Seems someone wants to fight, said Tsunade as Naruto nodded his head. Fine, meet me outside, brat. Naruto vanished in a sunshine as Tsunade merely walked outside to face him. Jiraiya facepalmed as he got up to follow. Come on, Shizune. Someone needs to scrap that kid's remains off the street after Tsunade is done with him. Outside the bar, Naruto stood across Tsunade in the middle of the street. One finger, said Tsunade as she held up her index finger. It's all it'll take to beat a Jinan. Finished Tsunade as she noticed Naruto still hadn't said anything. Jiraiya and Shizune walked outside as Jiraiya said, Tsunade, don't do this. We can talk about this like grown-ups. This brat tried to punch me. He needs to know his place, said Tsunade as she looked to see Naruto still standing there. Well, if you're not coming, then I will. Tsunade took off toward Naruto as she attempted a backhanded swipe to his face, but Naruto ducked. Tsunade was confused as he moved at a speed too fast for a Jinan, and because of that received a powerful elbow to the ribs, sending her stumbling backward. Jiraiya smiled slightly at the scene of Tsunade getting hit and of Shizune almost dropping Tonton in shock at what she had just witnessed. Jiraiya-sama, how can a Jinan fight like that? He shouldn't be able to hold a candle to her, said Shizune watching Tsunade finish stumbling back from Naruto's elbow strike. Naruto may be a Jinan, but he's likely one of the strongest in Konoha right now. He just needs a little more time and he'll be the best, said Jiraiya as he then saw what Naruto was about to do. Did he finish it? Thought Jiraiya in shock. Naruto stood back up after elbowing Tsunade to hold his right arm up with his palm facing upward. A few seconds afterward, Jiraiya, Shizune, and Tsunade heard a familiar swirling sound only produced by one jutsu. In Naruto's hand, blue chakra began to swirl around in his hand as a blue orb, double the size of his fist, pulsed into his hand. Rasengan, shouted Naruto. It's not fully completed yet, but to come that far since I showed it to him during the finals. Thought Jiraiya as he saw Naruto's incomplete Rasengan. However, he still can't keep it from being slightly bigger than the normal. It's just like Minato's. Tsunade knew the jutsu from a mile away and the danger present. She wasn't prepared to see the kid perform a sunshine and appear in front of her with his hand cocked back. That sunshine speed is incredible. I have to. Thought Tsunade as her entire hand glowed brightly with chakra and she smashed it into Naruto's Rasengan. Naruto was blown back into the wall as his jutsu backfired and sent him into the wall. A completed Rasengan would have gone through Tsunade's hand with ease, but due to its instability in Naruto's hand, it backfired and blew up on him. I still don't have that down all the way, said Naruto. Shizune ran over to Naruto and helped him out of the wall. She then began to apply medical jutsu to heal him. Jiraiya, why did you teach him such a dangerous move? You know that only you or the Yondaime can do that move. If I hadn't used chakra to stop it, it would have done more than just blown up in his face. It could have taken his arm off had he smashed it into something. Jiraiya paid Tsunade no attention as he walked over and patted Naruto on the back. You won, brat. Good on ya. And only a month and a half since I showed you that jutsu during the finals. Nice progress, said Jiraiya as Naruto grinned. What, he didn't win? He got in a lucky shot and then blew himself up with his own jutsu. How did he win? Asked Tsunade to see Naruto smirk. Naruto held up one finger as he said, you used more than one finger, so I win by default. Ha. I'm 1-1 against the Sannin Jiraiya-sensei, you're next. Oh ho brat. You're decades too early to face me, said Jiraiya as he noticed Tsunade trying to leave. I can't let you do that, Tsunade-hime. As I said, the Konoha Council has selected you as their Godime. The kid and I aren't letting you leave just so you can vanish again. We'll stay on you until you come back to Konoha. Tsunade sneered at him. Why would I? Why should I? I already said I'm not going. That place has taken too much away from me. It isn't getting my life too. Shizune, we're going, said Tsunade as she tried to leave, but Jiraiya didn't move. Tsunade scoffed slightly as she turned away from him. As she turned away, she spotted the area where Naruto's jutsu backfired. She smirked slightly as she got an idea. Hey kid, how about a wager? You know that jutsu you just used was created by the Yondaime Hokage. If you can master that move in a week, then I'll come back to Konoha with you, and even give you this necklace. But if you don't, Then you head back to Konoha without me and you give me all the money you have on you." Naruto looked at the necklace and could see it glowing. "Deal. 1 week. I'll show you a completed Rasengan and you come with us. If not, then we go home alone." Tsunade smirked as she walked away with Shizune. "Tsunade-sama, why did you bet your necklace away so easily like that?" "It's a family heirloom," said Shizune as Tsunade looked back at Naruto and Jiraiya's retreating forms. "He can't complete it in a week anyway. It took Jiraiya several more months when he had it that far, so that brat won't even be close by the end of the week." "Easy bet," said Tsunade as she then thought, "That kid, he's connected to my grandfather's necklace. It seems to resonate around him." As she finished her thought, her necklace stopped glowing as she got farther away from Naruto. "Who are you?" Later that night, Naruto heard a knock at his hotel room door. Opening it, he found Shizune standing there. "Oh hey Shizune-san. What are you doing here?" She came inside and ran a green glowing hand over him. "Well, you seem alright from that earlier jutsu." "Thank goodness," said Shizune. "Yeah. It used to be way worse, trust me." "Did you need something?" "I need to get some rest so I can train tomorrow for this bet." "Yes Naruto-san, that's what I need to talk to you about. I don't want you to think of Tsunade-sama as a bad person, she's just bitter," said Shizune awkwardly as Naruto nodded his head. "Because she lost her brother and lover in the war, right?" asked Naruto as Shizune gasped. "How could you know about something like that?" "Well, I'm quite the curious individual and I love reading about history. The stories of the Sannin were one of my favorites and hers happened to be there." It didn't explain why she left Konoha, so I asked Gigi about it and he told me the tragic tales of Nawaki Senju and Dankato. "Your uncle, right?" said Naruto. Shizune nodded her head, becoming more impressed by the golden blonde-haired ninja in front of her. "Well, if you know that, then you must know that that necklace is cursed. It will kill anybody who wears it besides Tsunade-sama. It did to both Nawaki and Uncle Dan," said Shizune. "Well, then I'm next cause I'm winning this bet and that necklace. So tell her to get her bags packed because she's going back to Konoha with me and Jiraiya-sensei." "Believe it," said Naruto with finality. Shizune smiled slightly at Naruto's determination and actually hoped he'd win. She wanted to go back to Konoha too. One day later, Naruto left at sunrise to go train and found a clearing to do so in. He was standing atop a lake wearing only his beige pants, foregoing the rest to keep it from getting wet. He had been practicing the Rasengan for about 3 hours and was making some progress. "I have to complete this jutsu. Konoha needs Tsunade back. She could help so many people, like Rock Lee. She can even help Sakura-chan with her medical ninjutsu," thought Naruto as he channeled another Rasengan, not to mention she's family. Naruto's Rasengan destabilized after 10 seconds as it fizzled away. "Getting closer, I hope I can no. I will finish this jutsu by the end of the week. One more time," thought Naruto as he was about to attempt another one until he had to dodge a fireball. "Who would attack me?" thought Naruto as he then noticed something special about his attacker's jutsu. "Blue fire." "Hey Yugito-chan," said Naruto as there was a sharpened nail on his throat. Yugito was standing behind Naruto with a smile as she greeted Naruto in kind. "Hello, Naruto-kun. Fancy meeting you here," said Yugito. She was wearing a short-sleeved black and blue blouse with black pants, both of which had matching cloud patterns on them, blue fingerless gloves, and a chain of blue beads wrapped around her left hand. She also had on a black Kuma forehead protector. Naruto smiled as well. "Can I ask why you're here? You're not a stalker, are you?" questioned Naruto as he turned on the water to see Yugito pull out a scroll. "The day I woke up, my cage asked me to come in the next day for an important mission. That mission entailed a response to Jiraiya's scroll about the Akatsuki. We heard from intel that he was seen in Danzakugai and that's why I headed here. He also debriefed me on the newest A-rank ninja out of Konoha, Naruto Senju. Imagine my surprise when I then see him here," said Yugito as Naruto laughed slightly. As Naruto was chuckling, Yugito's Baijuwa decided to toss in her 2 cents. "Kitten, he's shirtless. He looks like a demigod, claim him now," shouted the Nibi in Yugito's mind as Yugito blushed slightly. "Not now Nibi," said Yugito as she cut the connection. She heard Naruto speak again but wasn't listening. "What was that?" Naruto smiled. "Internal debate with your Baijuo. I get that all the time with my partner. What's yours like?" "Kyubi gets pretty grumpy," said Naruto as Kurama internally stirred. "Grumpy? I'm gonna F you up la. Wait, did you censor me?" asked Kurama confused because his word got bleeped. Kurama's face then got pixelated. "Oh, I'm kicking your later whenever I get the cha," started Kurama again until Naruto cut the connection to focus on Yugito. "Nibi's not too difficult, She's rather easy to get along with once you get past her trying to meddle with my private life, said Yugito. Well, Ms. Ni, would you like for me to show you to Jiraiya-sensei, said Naruto as he put his black shirt and sandals back on. As Naruto was tying his forehead protector around his forehead, he asked, but why not get some food first? Yugito smirked slightly. Are you asking me on a date, Mr. Senju? Asked Yugito as Naruto smiled slightly. A date? You'll have to work a little harder for that. I'm just asking you to join me for some lunch. So what do you say? Said Naruto as Yugito nodded her head and they walked into town. On the way to find a place to eat, Naruto decided to ask a question. Hey, what was it like growing up in Kumo? You know, being a Jinchuriki and whatnot? Asked Naruto, curious to find out if all Jinchuriki grew up with difficulties as he did. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. Yugito looked at Naruto as she said, No, it's fine. Life was pretty tough in the beginning. I became a Jinchuriki at the age of 2 and was shunned for a while. People were afraid of me because of what I held. I didn't really get away from it until I was 6, and that was when I was put through a rigorous training regimen to hone my abilities, especially Jinchuriki abilities, said Yugito with a dejected look. Yugito's look then turned to one of passion as she continued with, but I was determined to win the village's affection, and that determination proved great results in my training. I finished that training when I was 12 and was made a Jonin. A year later I won Kumo's Chunin exams and became a Chunin. At that point, the people of Kumo began looking at me differently. They saw my prowess in the exams and finally began to start loving me as I had always wanted. It only got better as I was made a Jonin 2 years later at 15 and was deemed the strongest female in Kumo. Life was hard at first, but they eventually warmed up to me, and it's better than I could ever imagine now. Naruto nodded his head with a smile as he said, Hell yeah. That's an amazing story. I'm happy for you, said Naruto as Yugito looked at Naruto with a questioning gaze. Oh, my story. It's the same really. My entire existence ever since I can remember was ignored. The only person who seemed to care was the Sandaime Hokage and my orphanage mother. Then at the age of 6, the Sandaime showed me a restaurant, and there I met 2 more people that cared for me. I swore on that day that I'd get as strong as him so I could protect my friends in my village. I was going to become the Hokage so that everyone had to acknowledge and see me as someone important. My dreams are beginning to come true as the villagers are starting to see me as me, not the Kyuubi who destroyed the village all those years ago. I'm not finished yet, but things have definitely changed and the villagers welcome my presence nowadays. Naruto finished his tale with a small smile as he remembered those times. Yugito looked at Naruto with a smile. Seems our lives aren't that different, Naruto-kun. Thought Yugito as she saw Naruto opening the flaps to a small restaurant. Yugito stepped in and starting laughing as she turned to see Naruto's grin. Sushi, how'd you know? Asked Yugito amused. I have my ways, replied Naruto. Yugito and Naruto sat and talked for about an hour over things like their favorite colors, blue Yugito and orange, Naruto. After an intriguing talk, Naruto decided to escort Yugito to Jiraiya. When Naruto went to open the flaps back up, he noticed a pair of wooden geta outside. Opening the flap, Naruto said, Jiraiya-sensei. I was just about to come looking for you. Hello, Gaki. I see you've been keeping busy. Hello Miss Yugito Ni, said Jiraiya as Yugito stepped out and greeted Jiraiya. Jiraiya-sama, it is a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you, said Yugito as she shook hands with Jiraiya. Yugito then pulled out a scroll and gave it to Jiraiya as she said, I'm here to deliver the reply from the Raikage about your request to deal with the Akatsuki. We heard you were here in Danzakugai and I was sent to be the liaison between us. I spotted Naruto-kun on the way here and he said he'd bring me to you after lunch. Jiraiya read over the scroll as he nodded his head. Well young lady, it seems the terms are well but I can't sign off on this. Only the Hokage can and we don't have one at the moment, said Jiraiya as Yugito looked on confused, wondering what would happen. But you're in luck. Gaki here will bring home the new Hokage in 6 days. So why don't you stick around, I'm sure you and he can find a way to pass the time. Finished Jiraiya with a lecherous grin. Naruto laughed nervously as Yugito blushed. Now remember Gaki, you have 6 days to finish the jutsu, so get to it kiddo, and don't get sidetracked, said Jiraiya as Naruto nodded his head. Hey Yugi-chan. You wanna come? Asked Naruto as Yugito nodded her head. As the two were leaving, Naruto turned to see Jiraiya holding 2 thumbs up. Jiraiya mouthed the words, or do get sidetracked and become a man. Naruto laughed slightly as he and Yugito disappeared back to the clearing he was at previously. 6 days later, Several days passed since Yugito had shown up and she and Naruto spent every day together. Yugito and Naruto trained and sparred with each other during those days as well as eat lunch together. They had met before sunrise today and eventually, Naruto could be seen smiling as he stood over a panting Yugito. "Seems I win again, Yugi-chan," said Naruto. They had just finished another spar. "That makes it 5-3 with me in the lead." Yugito panted a little more as she breathed out, "That'll change soon. I almost had you in that last one. You just got lucky." Naruto held a hand out to help Yugito up as she then asked, "Do you think you completed the Rasengan? Today's the big day, right?" Naruto held up his right arm as he said, "Whether I think I can do it or not is irrelevant. There's no think, I'm going to do it, I have to." Finished Naruto as Yugito nodded her head. "Now let's go find Jiraiya-sensei and get this over with." Arriving back at his hotel, Naruto knocked on Jiraiya's door with Yugito behind him. Jiraiya had gone drinking with Tsunade last night and Naruto figured he'd be in bed still. However, Naruto received no answer and began to worry slightly. Naruto looked to his left down the hallway since he felt a familiar presence approaching. "Naruto-kun. Tsunade-sama's gone. I can't find her," said Shizune as Naruto looked more worried. "Jiraiya-sensei's not in his room," started Naruto until Jiraiya's door opened. Jiraiya had opened the door but immediately slunk against it as he said, "Where's Tsunade?" "I don't know. She knocked me out and left me here. We have to find her, it could be too late," said Shizune as Naruto took notice of Jiraiya's condition. "You look like hell, Jiraiya-sensei. What happened?" asked Naruto. "Tsunade drugged me last night." "Shizune, did Orochimaru offer her something?" asked Jiraiya. Shizune looked as if she feared the worst. "Yes. He offered to bring Nawaki and Dan back if she healed his arms. Today was the day they were supposed to meet again and that's where she probably is. We have to stop her," said Naruto as he thought, "She wouldn't do that, would she? She has to know it's a trap." While Naruto was in his thoughts, Shizune began to heal Jiraiya as best she could. "You should be fine now, but that drug won't be out of your system for a few hours." "It's the best I could do," said Shizune as Jiraiya straightened up. "Well, let's get to it, shall we? Let Operation Wu Pass, consisting of finding my teammates, beating some snake ass, and dragging Tsunade back by her ponytails, commence," said Jiraiya as he looked at Yugito. "Almost forgot about you. You can join in if you want." Yugito looked at Naruto and back at Jiraiya as she nodded her head firmly. Jiraiya and Naruto were headed toward the hotel exit until they realized something. "How the hell are we going to find her?" asked Naruto as Jiraiya laughed sheepishly. "Well, you see, Shizune? Any ideas?" asked Jiraiya as Shizune smiled. Tauntaun. Several minutes later, Tauntaun had led the small group back to the ruined castle wall to see even more destruction. Naruto smiled at the sight of the demolished wall. "Seems like Tsunade Buchan declined," said Naruto as Shizune looked at Naruto with a raised eyebrow. "And? Why'd he call her that?" thought Shizune. "Yeah, it does. But that could be a good or bad thing depending on the circumstances with Orochimaru. We need to make sure she's safe. Yugito, you hang back, we'll use you as a surprise if it's necessary," said Jiraiya as Yugito nodded. The rest of them headed into the field on the other side of the wall to see Tsunade seemingly frozen. She was on her knees shaking slightly as they noticed Kabuto preparing to put her down fully. "This is the end," shouted Kabuto as he brought down his kunai. Halfway down, Kabuto noticed a mop of yellow hair in between him and Tsunade. Kabuto was then sent sailing backward as a foot connected with his chin. Kabuto landed on the ground and skidded slightly from the quick kick. When he looked up to see who hit him, he saw Naruto putting his foot down. "Hell yeah, I look awesome," thought Naruto as he then took notice that he had hit Kabuto. "Seems he was a spy. I knew not to trust him." Shizune rushed over to Tsunade to take her away and clean off the blood on her. Jiraiya landed next to Naruto and stood by his side. Kabuto stood back up as Orochimaru walked beside him. "Ah, what a reunion this is." Jiraiya and Naruto-kun showed up as well. "Though I wonder what for," said Orochimaru as Jiraiya held an arm up to stop Naruto from attacking Orochimaru. "That's not your fight, kid. Even with useless arms, he'd still be too much for you to handle. You just handle Specs over there while I take on Orochimaru," said Jiraiya as Naruto nodded a little hesitantly. "This isn't good. Naruto will be a hassle to deal with and I don't think Orochimaru-sama can beat Jiraiya in his current condition," thought Kabuto as he noticed Orochimaru still wanting to go. "Oh well. As you wish, Orochimaru-sama." "Kabuto. Do it," said Orochimaru as Kabuto lifted his sleeve to reveal a tattoo. Kabuto smeared a bit of blood on the tattoo and went through several hand seals. "Kushio no Jutsu, summoning technique," said Kabuto as two huge snakes appeared underneath him and Orochimaru. Jiraiya had spotted what Kabuto was about to do and copied him. Kushio's no jutsu, summoning technique, said Jiraiya as a huge poof of smoke appeared. When the smoke cleared, a small orange toad appeared. Yo, said Gamikaze with a wave. Wow Jiraiya-sensei, she messed you up good, said Naruto as he then saw Jiraiya slam his palms onto the ground. Doton, Yomi Numa, swamp of the underworld, said Jiraiya as a huge swamp appeared below the snakes and began sinking them slightly. Yeah, she got you good. That swamp is terrible compared to the one you showed me, said Naruto as Jiraiya put his head down in shame. My own apprentice is talking down on me. What has this world come to? Asked Jiraiya as he lifted his head immediately. Alright, you got 4 eyes. I'll get Orochimaru. Finished Jiraiya as they leapt into action. Kabuto jumped off the sinking snake's head to land back down on the ground in front of Naruto while Jiraiya jumped onto the snakes to face Orochimaru. Seeing Naruto, Kabuto smirked slightly. It's a pleasure being able to face the last 2 Senjus on the same day, said Kabuto as he noticed Shizune and Tsunade's shocked faces. Oh, you didn't know? Yes, young Naruto-kun here is as much senju as your Tsunade-sama. Probably more. He's a senju? Thought Tsunade as she stopped shaking, wondering who Naruto was. And I'm also the guy who's about to kick your ass. Not to mention, you'll also help me win this bet since I really like that necklace and I can have a family member come back with me to Konoha, said Naruto. Orochimaru-sama wanted you to join us but since you're hanging with that toad then I'll have to kill you. A pity, you were going to be a great ninja one day, said Kabuto. Despite how good you are Naruto-kun, you won't be able to defeat me. I'm on par with Kakashi Hatake and I know for a fact you still can't beat him, meaning you can't beat me, said Kabuto with an arrogant smirk on his face. Naruto laughed loudly at Kabuto as he said, you're on par with Kakashi-sensei? I'll believe it when I see it. Naruto made a come-hither motion with his hand as Kabuto's hands became coated with blue chakra. Shizune recognized the technique immediately. Naruto-kun. That is chakra no Mesu, chakra scalpel. Be careful, he can harm your insides with a mere touch, said Shizune as Naruto nodded his head. So basically stay away from his ass as it wouldn't be wise to let him in close, said Naruto as Kabuto chuckled. Try and keep me away, said Kabuto as he rushed at Naruto with impressive speed. Naruto dodged his first attacks with ease as he kicked him away to gain some distance. However, Kabuto was on Naruto again immediately with another flurry of swipes. Naruto continued dodging Kabuto's lethal strikes as he grunted in effort. Damn, you're annoying to fight. You're fast for a medic nin and one touch is all you need to debilitate your opponent. This sucks, said Naruto as Kabuto smirked again. You're correct Naruto-kun. I'm just going to keep coming at you until you eventually make a mistake and then it'll be the end. So just give up now, said Kabuto as he struck out with his left hand but extended too far. Not today, said Naruto as he deftly caught Kabuto by the wrist and slung him away. Naruto slammed his hands in the snake seal as he said, I've got a better idea. Makuten, Jukai Katan. Wood style, nativity of a sea of trees, said Naruto as he channeled his chakra. The ground surrounding Naruto cracked slightly as a forest emerged from the ground around Kabuto and stood tall after a few seconds. Kabuto tried to jump out of the way of the technique but the trees appeared too fast and he got snagged by the branches. Kabuto was held tight by the trees as he couldn't move his body. Shizune and Tsunade looked shocked at the display. Especially Tsunade as she hadn't seen anyone besides her grandfather do that. That's not possible, thought Tsunade. She noticed her necklace glow again at the presence of Naruto's chakra. He can use Makuten. That should be impossible. Tsunade was cut from her thoughts as she saw Naruto hold up his right hand, similar to before when the two of them sparred. Prepare to pay up Bujin, said Naruto as a swirl of chakra appeared in his hand. Come on. Come on. Rotate. Power. Combine. Thought Naruto as a perfect Rasengan appeared in his hand. Here I come Kabuto. Naruto performed a shunshine as he appeared on the branch in front of Kabuto with his jutsu cocked back. This'll hurt. Rasengan, shouted Naruto as he drove the jutsu into Kabuto's gut. Naruto ground the jutsu into Kabuto as it then exploded and sent Kabuto flying through Naruto's forest, smashing through trees and landing roughly on the ground. Naruto smiled and disappeared again in a shunshine to appear in front of the still shocked Tsunade. I believe you owe me a necklace, said Naruto smiling at the stunned Tsunade. He's just like Nawaki when he grins like that. This kid. Thought Tsunade of the grinning Naruto. As she was thinking that she saw something heading straight for Naruto and he hadn't noticed it yet. No. 1 minute earlier, Orochimaru looked down from his stalemate fight with the drug Jiraiya to see his assistant get smashed by a Rasengan. Damn that brat of yours. He's getting too strong. I have to kill him now before he can potentially ruin my plans, said Orochimaru as he took off in a dead sprint toward Naruto. Jiraiya tried stopping Orochimaru but was tossed aside, due to his still being too weak from Tsunade's drug. Orochimaru launched off the snake as something appeared from his mouth. The legendary Kusanagi sword emerged from the serpent's mouth as Naruto's back was turned toward the Sannin as he charged in. Naruto turned at the last second to see Orochimaru closing in on him fast. Not enough time to block with a kunai. If I move, Tsunade-butchan will be in trouble. Shit. Thought Naruto as Orochimaru was inches away from stabbing him. Orochimaru's sword got a hair away from Naruto's chest when he was blasted by a huge stream of blue fire. Orochimaru was sent skidding on the ground as he eventually stopped, still on fire from the surprise attack. Katen, Guka, fire style, hellfire, said Yugito as she landed in the field next to Naruto. Yugito's jutsu sent a powerful jet of fire that she aimed right at Orochimaru. Yugito had been watching the whole time and headed in when she saw Naruto defeat Kabuto. It was a good thing too as it put her in the perfect place to see Orochimaru heading toward Naruto and be able to stop him. You owe me, Naruto-kun. Naruto breathed an internal sigh of relief. He then looked at Yugito as he said, and what would suffice as payment? Show me around Konoha when you all return there. I'm sure it'll take a while for your cage to get instated and look at what my cage said Yugito with a smile. Naruto smirked slightly. Are you making me go on a date with you? Said Naruto as Yugito returned his smirk. A date? You'll have to work a little harder for that, I'm just asking you to show me around your village, said Yugito as Naruto smiled. While that was happening, Orochimaru had seemingly regurgitated another Orochimaru that was free of the scorch marks from Yugito's jutsu and turned toward them with a murderous look. I'm going to kill you both, shouted Orochimaru until he was decked with a punch to the face that sent him careening back toward Naruto's forest. Naruto and Yugito noticed Tsunade standing in his place as she turned to address him. You alright, kid? Asked Tsunade as Naruto nodded. Good, cause I owe you a serious beatdown for this Senju business and calling me an ant. Yeah, Shizune told me about that other time too. By the way. Started Tsunade as she took off her necklace and placed it around Naruto. You won the bet. Fair and square. It looks nice on you. Finished Tsunade as Naruto smiled at her. Orochimaru stood back up as he cracked his jaw back into place. Tsunade? What are you doing protecting this kid? Why risk your life for a simple genin like him? Tsunade looked back at Orochimaru murderously as she cracked her knuckles. I would risk my life because I am Tsunade Senju, granddaughter of the Shodai Hokage and grandniece of the Nidaime Hokage, and as of this moment I am the Godime Hokage of Konoha, said Tsunade as Shizune stood by her sensei's side. Hell yeah, Bachan. Kick his ass already so we can go home, said Naruto with enthusiasm. Orochimaru was having none of that. Kabuto, summon Manda, said Orochimaru as Kabuto appeared beside him with a huge hole in his shirt and a spiral mark on his exposed belly. Kabuto drew more blood and wiped it across Orochimaru's tattoo preparing to summon Manda. What? You hit him dead on with the Rasengan? He should be done? Asked Yugito confused as to how he got back up after that. Naruto. Came the shout of Jiraiya as he landed on the ground a little bit away from Tsunade. Naruto grabbed Yugito's hand as he rushed to his sensei's side with Yugito following behind him. Bring out Bunta. Naruto nodded his head and bit his thumb preparing to summon. Tsunade followed suit as she prepared to summon her own boss creature. Kushios no Jutsu, summoning technique. Came the shout of Tsunade, Naruto, and Kabuto as three huge puffs of smoke went up across the landscape. The smoke cleared to reveal a giant slug, toad, and snake respectively. Game Abunta took a drag from his pipe and blew it out as he said, well if it isn't Manda and Katsuyu. How long's it been since I've seen you two? Jiraiya looked down at Game Abunta from atop his head. Bunta, we need your help with this one. We need to take down Orochimaru, said Jiraiya. Sure, why not? I guess I can now finally get that snakeskin wallet I've been wanting, said Game Abunta as Naruto laughed. Why would a toad want a snakeskin wallet? But how did Kabuto get up? That Rasengan was perfect and I felt it grind into his body. Asked Naruto confused. If he's anything like Orochimaru, he's hell to put down, said Jiraiya. Yugito was pondering a different thing altogether. Hey Naruto-kun. How are all summoned creatures just ready to go? I mean, do they never get summoned by surprise? Asked Yugito as Naruto shrugged. I was wondering the same but honestly I couldn't figure it out so I gave up, replied Naruto as he heard Tsunade speak. This is Orochimaru. After today, there will be one less Sannin in the world, said Tsunade as she and Shizune stood atop Katsuyu, her slug summon. Orochimaru simply chuckled while Manda hissed underneath him. Orochimaru, what do you think you're doing summoning me out here? Asked Manda in a threatening voice. Kabuto tried to explain but Manda cut him off. Silence. I won't bother speaking to a flunky like you. When this is over, I'll be expecting over 100 sacrifices. Orochimaru smirked, of course. Nothing less for you, Manda. Kabuto let loose a breath at that. If Manda knew Orochimaru couldn't use his arms, he may attack him and try to eat us. Thought Kabuto. Well, let's get to it, said Jiraiya as Gamabunta drew his Taido and rushed at Manda. Manda evaded the attack and slithered away at a rapid pace. Manda slithered to Gamabunta's blind spot and attempted to bite down into him but Gamabunta jumped away at the last second to avoid the bite. Gamabunta did lose his sword in his evasion. Manda just continued toward Katsuyu as he had to dodge a spew of acid from the slug's mouth. Manda eventually wrapped himself around Katsuyu and began to constrict the slug summon. Seeing her summon's dilemma, Tsunade barked out an order. Katsuyu. Separate. Listening to her summoner, Katsuyu separated into thousands of mini slugs and merged back into her giant form a distance away from Manda. Manda looked surprised by Katsuyu and as such was a sitting duck for an attack. Boon to bring the oil, shouted Jiraiya as he went through several hand seals. Jiraiya spewed out a torrent of fire as Gamabunta sent out a jet of oil toward Manda that converged to create a devastating fire. Kaden, Gamayuenden, fire release, toad oil flame bombs. The firestorm appeared to melt Manda's figure but it was revealed to be just his shed skin. Manda then burst from the ground in front of Gamabunta and prepared to strike him. That was stopped as Manda got hit by an impressive number of wooden branches. Makuten, Daijuro no Jutsu, wood style, great force technique, said Naruto as he retracted his left arm. Naruto noticed that the jutsu was much stronger than before and saw the necklace around him glowing. Did this necklace make my Makuten stronger? It was owned by Hashirama Gigi so it's possible. Naruto saw Manda looking at him with unbridled fury as he simply smirked back. That's when he realized something. Where's Tsunade Bunchin? Without missing a beat, Tsunade came crashing down with Gamabunta's sword to pin Manda to the ground through his mouth. Tsunade then ran up Manda's body and began pummeling Orochimaru while Shizune engaged Kabuto. Yugito looked at the scene before her with a pained expression. You think we should help? Asked Yugito as Jiraiya shook his head. Let's let Tsunade Haim take care of this. I mean she looks like she's doing fine out there, said Jiraiya as he had pulled a telescope out and watched Tsunade mercilessly beat on Orochimaru. Orochimaru can sure take a punch. Anybody else's head would be liquidated at this point, said Naruto. Naruto felt something land on his head as he looked to see Gamakachi there. She isn't playing. I can't watch this. I'm out, said Gamakachi as he and Naruto fist bumped before the toad disappeared in a poof of smoke. Gamabunta did likewise as the trio fell to the earth. As they were falling, Tsunade decked Orochimaru with another punch that sent him sailing away from her almost 100 feet away. Kabuto disengaged Shizune as he appeared by his master's side. Orochimaru sneered at Tsunade as he said, "Damn you Tsunade. But you've only impeded my plans for a little while. There are other ways to heal my arms and when that happens, I will destroy Konoha and kill all of you." Kabuto and Orochimaru disappeared into the earth as they fled the scene. Man, that guy just wouldn't die, said Tsunade as Shizune, Jiraiya, Naruto, and Yugito landed beside her. Katsuyu and Manda had disappeared shortly after Gamabunta so it was just those five in the area. We'll get him next time Tsunade Haim, said Jiraiya as he patted her on the back. Good news is we're headed back to Konoha. You get to become the god Daim, Shizune gets to reunite with her old friends and Naruto gets to show off his girlfriend. Finished Jiraiya as Naruto shook his head slightly. Who said she was my girlfriend or that I had one for that matter? Asked Naruto as he and Yugito looked confused. She was wondering where girlfriend came from as well. Jiraiya smirked slightly. You still haven't let go of her hand since you grabbed it earlier. And she doesn't seem to mind it one bit at all, said Jiraiya as Naruto and Yugito blushed. Let's just get back to Konoha, shouted Naruto as everyone agreed. Naruto then realized that it was getting dark. Calling an audible. We enjoy one more night and then head out in the morning. Sounds good to me, brat. See you all in the morning, said Tsunade as Naruto, Yugito, and Jiraiya said goodbye and began walking away. Yugito and Jiraiya were laughing as Naruto seemed to say something funny. He's going to be a fine man when he grows up. And I think I'll help him get there. Thought Tsunade as she and Shizune left as well. That night, it was around midnight and Naruto was sitting on his bed alone in his room. Yugito and Jiraiya had left for their own rooms and were sound asleep. Naruto dug into his backpack as he pulled out something. It was the envelope that Sarutobi had written to him. "You going to read that now, Naruto?" asked Kurama as he was also anxious to see what was inside as well. "No time like the present," said Naruto as he opened the envelope. It contained a letter as Naruto opened it and read the first line. "Hello Naruto-kun, here we go," thought Naruto as he read through the rest of the letter. "How could you not know the Gaki was a Senju?" asked Jiraiya incredulously to Tsunade. Tsunade merely shrugged, "The brat's 14 years old. Sarutobi-sensei sent me a letter every 5 years. I got one when the Kyuubi attacked, 5 years after that, Naruto age 5, and 5 years after that one, Naruto age 10. He sent me a fourth one about a year later, Naruto age 11, but I lost it escaping a debt collector," said a sheepish Tsunade, ashamed at losing important Konoha information. "Damn. The brat has really wanted to meet you for so long, but at least you'll be back now," said Jiraiya as Tsunade nodded. It was time to head back to Konoha and everyone was ready to go. Jiraiya, Tsunade, and Shizune were all outside the city walls as Yugito was walking up to the trio. However, Naruto was nowhere to be seen. "Where the hell is the Gaki? He's never late, not since I've been with him." "You haven't seen Naruto, have you, Yugito?" asked Jiraiya. Yugito shook her head, "No, Jiraiya-sama. I haven't seen him at all." "He's not in trouble, is he?" "No, I wouldn't think so. You've seen the brat fight, he could take on damn near anyone. Plus we'd feel his presence if he was fighting someone powerful. Maybe I'll summon a toad to find him." "You guys go ahead, we'll catch up," said Jiraiya. The ladies all nodded and began to walk away from Danzakugai toward Konoha, chatting all the while. Jiraiya waited another 5 minutes until he decided to find Naruto. Right before he could bite his thumb to summon a toad, Jiraiya heard a shout and the sound of a person landing. "I'm right here," shouted Naruto as he landed next to Jiraiya. "Sorry about that. I got lost on the road of life," said Naruto as Jiraiya's sweat dropped at that excuse. "Damn Gaki, you need to find a better excuse," said Jiraiya as he took notice of Naruto's attire. "Trying to look like your sensei, eh? Nice scroll." Naruto had a huge scroll strapped to his back in the same way that Jiraiya did. He had put back on his Anbu uniform sans mask and had a black strap across his chest that held the scroll to his back. Jiraiya noticed something special about the scroll though. "Is that the scroll of seals? How do you have it?" "It was given to me by Jiji, Jiraiya Kyofu, godfather," said Naruto as Jiraiya's expression became one of shock. "You read sensei's letter then?" Naruto nodded his head, "Yeah, I did." Flashback, last night, it was around midnight and Naruto was sitting on his bed alone in his room. Yugito and Jiraiya had left to their own rooms and were sound asleep. Naruto dug into his backpack as he pulled out something. It was the envelope that Sarutobi had written to him. "You going to read that now, Naruto?" asked Kurama as he was also anxious to see what was inside as well. "No time like the present," said Naruto as he opened the envelope. It contained a letter as Naruto opened it and read the first line. "Hello Naruto-kun, here we go," thought Naruto as he read through the rest of the letter. "Letter start, I wrote this letter in hopes that I would never have to let you read it because if you do, then I am no longer alive. This letter entails what I promised to tell you when you were 8 years old. That once you become strong enough, I would tell you about your parents. You were more than strong enough a while ago but I kept prolonging telling you because I didn't know how you'd react. But no more of that because I promised to do it at the end of the Chunin exams. Your name, Naruto, comes from the book of you and your father's sensei, Jiraiya. Naruto, you are the son of Kushina Uzumaki and Minato Namikaze, the Ondime Hokage. I know it's hard to believe, but yes, you are indeed his son. Minato couldn't choose someone else's child for the ceiling if he wasn't willing to sacrifice his own. Minato was a shrewd man, rarely doing something without reason. I'm sure there was another reason besides keeping the balance of power between the nations equal for placing the Kyuubi in you. There was probably an enemy shinobi who took the Kyuubi and set it on the village while your mother was giving birth to you. Yes, your mother was the Jinchuriki before you and the seal weakened during childbirth. We set up many security parameters to prevent that from happening. Not to mention that your father and mother were seal masters. It might have been hard to keep the Kyuubi at bay but I believe they could have done it. That's why I believe that there was another shinobi there who interfered with the sealing. But that's just purely speculation. Maybe the Kyuubi did just get free, we'll never know as we weren't there. Your mother was a beautiful woman. Kushina was a very level-headed and often cheerful young woman. Even though she usually had a calm and kind demeanor, she did have quite the temper on her and occasionally lashed out at those that angered her. She was also fearless and more than anything, loved your father and you, very much. Kushina is also special to Konoha as she is the first great-granddaughter of Mito Uzumaki and Hashirama Senju. This came to be because her grandmother, Hashirama and Mito's first child, was sent to Uzoshiogakur, Hidden Eti village, the village that housed the famous Uzumaki clan where Mito originated from. She was sent there due to the agreement between Konoha and Uzoshio that a child of Hashirama and Mito would eventually be sent back to their village to live and cement our already strong alliance. Years later, as Mito, the first Kyuubi Jinchuriki, was reaching the end of her lifespan, Kushina was sent back to the village to become its second Jinchuriki. She had the chakra and ability to restrain Jinchuriki just like her great-grandmother. So you were indeed already related to Hashirama-sensei before you even discovered your Makuten ability. I didn't have a lot of time to write this letter as it's about an hour away from the start of the Chunin exams, but I trust this answered your questions. I'm sure you're gonna grow stronger and even one day, surpass all of the Hokages. I entrust the village with you, Naruto-kun. Please protect it always. I'll be looking down from above, so do impress. To help you on your journey, I've decided to give you a gift. A gift that was originally your forefathers. Please use it well and be sure to continue your dreams. When the tree leaves dance, one shall find flames. The fire's shadow will illuminate the village, and once again, tree leaves shall bud anew. Letter end. The letter came with a picture. A picture of a pregnant Kushina with Minato rubbing her belly. They both were looking happy and lovingly at Kushina's pregnant belly, which contained Naruto. Naruto cried a little bit as he looked the picture over. "Tosan, father, Kachan, mother," said Naruto. "I really was loved, I had parents that loved me. Kachan is so pretty. We have the same eyes and she has beautiful red hair. I had a mother and father that wanted me." Naruto had several more tears fall from his face as he continued to look at the picture of his parents. There was a seal at the end of his letter but he hadn't bothered opening it yet. Naruto said Kurama until Naruto cut him off. "You knew? This whole time?" asked Naruto. "You were sealed into my mother and my great-grandmother and didn't tell me." Kurama stayed quiet as Naruto continued to weep. "I had my suspicions that I was his son. Who else has golden blonde hair like this? That's why I cut it this way. It was the only thing that made sense, but to actually see it and know it's true, I don't know how to feel." Naruto sat staring at the words written by Hiruzen for several more minutes until he heard Kurama speak again. "Of course I knew. I could have told you but that old man seemed like the one who wanted to. I felt it wasn't my right to take that away from him," said Kurama. "But the old man was right. There was interference that day. A shinobi who wielded the Sharingan. He took you hostage and separated your father from your mother. Since Kushina's seal was weakened at the time due to childbirth, he managed to rip me from the seal and control me with the detestable Sharingan. Your father eventually stopped me and managed to seal me into you at that point. Though it did cost your parents their lives as I attempted to kill you but they jumped in the way. I'm sorry about that." Naruto sat for a few more minutes pondering Kurama's words. "It's fine. You probably didn't want to be sealed again. I wouldn't want to either. But this guy you speak of, with the ability to control you with his Sharingan. Is he still alive? If so, could you point him out to me?" asked Naruto in a gravely serious tone at the last part. "I'm not sure. But yes, I could if you ever came across him." "Why?" asked Kurama even though he already knew the answer. "I'm going to kill him for what he's done," said Naruto as Kurama grinned and nodded. Kurama wanted a piece of that bastard too. "Nobody controls me with a Sharingan and gets away with it," said Kurama until he realized something. "Except Madara Uchiha who did it but died before I could get to him. He got away with it. But most people who control me with a Sharingan don't get away with it. Well, actually, Madara was the only one who ever controlled me with a Sharingan. So after we get that punk, only half the people who controlled me with a Sharingan will have gotten away with it," finished Kurama as he got a slight laugh out of Naruto. Naruto then remembered the last part of Sarutobi's letter and placed his hand over the seal. A poof of smoke later and a huge scroll landed in Naruto's lap. "The scroll of seals?" said Naruto as he recognized the scroll. "Why did he give it to me? It's supposed to be for the Hokage's eyes only?" "Well, it was owned by Hashirama Senju. It probably has techniques in there that someone with your ability can use. Plus, he knew it would safer in your hands anyway. It was stolen once before, remember?" said Kurama as Naruto nodded. "Yeah. Mizuki became a traitor and tried to steal it. Who's to say someone else won't? I'll let Jiraiya-sensei, Jiraiya Kyofu and Tsunade Buchan no in the morning, said Naruto. Naruto destroyed Sarutobi's letter as he laid back down to get some rest. Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto didn't get much rest that night as he sat up thinking about his parents. Flashback end, Jiraiya looked at Naruto as he said, "So you know I'm your godfather." "Yeah. It's pretty cool actually. Why do you think I called you Jiraiya Kyofu?" asked Naruto as he saw Jiraiya's shocked expression. "What? You're not even mad or anything? I could have raised you?" asked Jiraiya as he picked back up his jaw. "May," said Naruto nonchalantly. "Why should I be? There's no use crying over the past. I'm not going to be a chump and bitch about why you were never around. I never asked to be checked on, I just wanted to find someone to acknowledge me and I got that with Gigi and a few others. Plus, you had duties to attend to and probably your own things to deal with, since Minato was your student," said Naruto as he then took on a thoughtful expression. "Plus I couldn't imagine what I'd be like if I had you as an active influence on my life during my childhood. And now, at least I know who gave me my sweet little Gama-chan." Naruto pulled out what appeared to be a wallet shaped like a toad and rubbed it against his face lovingly. Jiraiya smiled down at Naruto. "You took that better than anyone could have expected, Gaki. I'm proud of you. So are you going to change your name or something? Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze Senju or something weird like that? That would be too stupid and I still don't think you should tell people about your parents," said Jiraiya as Naruto shook his head in agreement. "What the hell kinda name is that? That's way too long in the first place. Being a Senju is fine enough and I understand about not telling people about my father and mother. I already have a huge bounty, I don't need a bigger one," said Naruto. "Well great then kid. Let's get on the road. And maybe we'll find a better way to conceal that scroll," said Jiraiya as Naruto nodded. "Well, Orochimaru did seal a summoning contract on his arm. I'll probably put a tattoo on me to store the scroll in and only take it out when I need it. Can you do something like?" said Naruto as Jiraiya smiled. "Of course. We'll do it when we get back to Konoha. Let's catch up to the girls first," said Jiraiya as he and Naruto took to the treetops to catch up. Konoha, several hours later. "Man. Today is so boring," shouted Kotetsu as he slammed his forehead onto the desk of the guard booth. Kotetsu had been assigned gate guard duty again and was really getting bored with what was going on, or rather the lack of what was going on. Izumo chuckled slightly. "You're right, but I have a feeling something good will happen. The last time I felt this feeling was when we saw that Anbu with Jiraiya-sama," said Izumo. Izumo then noticed several figures approaching in the distance. "Seems some people are coming." Kotetsu got prepared to write down their names as he then gasped slightly. That's Tsunade-sama," shouted Izumo as he recognized the blonde lady in front of them. "She's with Jiraiya-sama and Shizune-san, and that same Anbu. Did they return her to the village? Wait, that's Naruto. Naruto looked toward the gate as he saw Izumo and Kotetsu. Those were the Chunin who placed the genjutsu on the door during the Chunin exams. "Oh hey, guys. Damn, you guys stay at this gate? Do you guys have eternal gate guards in Kumo Yugi-chan?" asked Naruto as he turned to Yugito. She had gone unnoticed by Izumo and Kotetsu up until that point. Yugito laughed slightly. "Yeah, we do. They are always at the gate as well. Ever since I could remember," started Yugito until she was stopped by Kotetsu from entering Konoha. "I'm sorry ma'am. We cannot allow you to enter our village under any circumstance," said Kotetsu as Yugito shook her head. "But I'm here to show our treaty papers to your Hokage. The previous 10-year agreement is ending soon and I'm here to re-establish it." "Here are my papers," said Yugito as Izumo shook his head. "That's the thing. We don't have a Hokage at this point so we can't allow you to enter." "Sorry," said Izumo. Izumo then heard a series of coughs from Naruto that sounded vaguely like Tsunade as the new Hokage. "She's fine. I'm the goddamn Hokage so she has my permission. So could you please let her through?" asked Tsunade as Izumo fainted in shock. "Yes ma'am. Goddamn-sama, as you all were," said Kotetsu as he dragged Izumo back into the guard booth. The group of 5 and a pig headed toward the Hokage tower as Kotetsu tried waking up his partner. "Damn Izumo, you were right, it did get interesting." Tsunade, Shizune, Jiraiya, Naruto, and Yugito all arrived in the Hokage tower and were situated in Tsunade's new office. "I can't believe I came back here. Let alone became the Hokage," said Tsunade as she took in a deep breath and exhaled. Naruto smiled and threw a hand around Tsunade's shoulder. "But you are and it's for the best. The village needed you and it's definitely going to be much better off with you back here," said Naruto as Tsunade smiled. We'll see about that, brat, but technically you're the only Konoha ninja I've met and I'm sure there's a crap ton of stuff I have to do before I can truly settle in. So get the hell out of my office and do something with your life. I'm sure I'll see you again soon. We have many things to discuss, Naruto, Senju, said Tsunade as Naruto nodded in understanding. Naruto looked at Yugito expectantly. Oh right, said Yugito as she pulled out the scroll written by the Raikage and handed it to Tsunade. Tsunade opened the scroll and read through its contents quickly. After about a minute or so Tsunade nodded. Looks good. I'll give you a reply scroll after a couple of days once I consult with a few people. For now, welcome to Konoha, said Tsunade as she smiled at Yugito. Yugito looked shocked. You're not even going to have someone watch me? I'm a foreign shinobi in your village? I mean no harm but really? Said Yugito until she heard Naruto go through another fit of coughs. Though these coughs sounded like I'll be watching you. Don't worry. I already have a ninja guarding you. He's right here, now get going Naruto and Yugito. I have things to do, said Tsunade. Shall we Yugi-chan? Asked Naruto as he held out an arm for Yugito. Yugito smiled at the gesture and linked arms with Naruto as they walked out of the office. Now, time to get to business. Shizune, please alert all shinobi of Chunin rank or higher that they will have a meeting with me personally as I need to get acquainted with the shinobi here. I'm sure the elders will be here to talk soon too, so be prepared for that. I'm pretty sure I'll have a coronation tomorrow. Damn, I hate speeches. Oh, and, said Tsunade. Jiraiya was trying to sneak out of the window but Tsunade grabbed his collar. Jiraiya, you're helping me. You got me into this mess, then you can help me get settled in. That's an order, Jiraiya cried anime tears as he was forced to stay and help out Tsunade. He had wanted to go do some research at the hot springs but was now stuck with Tsunade for the day. Naruto's apartment, so this is where you live? Asked Yugito as she sat upon Naruto's couch. Naruto had taken her to his apartment so he could change out of his Onbu uniform. This is home. Ever since I was 6 years old, I've been here. Called out Naruto from his room. You know, kitten. That boy is probably naked in there right now. You should just walk in there right now, push him onto his bed and climb on top of the... Started Yugito's Baiju until she cut her off. Yugito was blushing a serious shade of red. You know, this seems very suggestive, Naruto-kun, said Yugito as Naruto walked out of the room. Well, excuse me. I'm not that easy, Yugi-chan. You have to buy me dinner first, said Naruto as Yugito laughed slightly. He was wearing a simple gray shirt with a black Senju clan emblem on the back and black pants with black shinobi sandals. He left his forehead protector today as his hair fell slightly to cover his forehead, and he put the scroll of seals into a smaller scroll which placed that in his ninja pouch. Let's show you Konoha, said Naruto as he and Yugito exited his apartment. You were just in the Hokage tower and a little bit away is the academy, right over here. Naruto walked Yugito around Konoha pointing out places of interest. Running through a little detail on each of them. As Naruto was walking Yugito around, he was being greeted by civilians calling him a hero. A hero, huh? Said Yugito with an interested smirk. Naruto smiled back. Something like that. Though I wouldn't call myself a hero. I was merely doing my job as any other ninja would, said Naruto as Yugito shook her head slightly. That's exactly what a hero would say, said Yugito. Her stomach then growled slightly as Naruto took notice. I know the perfect place for dinner, said Naruto still smiling as he touched Yugito's shoulder. The next instant, Naruto and Yugito vanished in a powerful sunshine. As they vanished, a person who had been stalking the two ever since she saw them looked up shocked at the quick disappearance. Naruto and Yugito's stalker blew the bang out of her face as she thought, Naruto-kun's back. But who's that girl with him? What the hell is she doing with my man? I have to get to the bottom of this. Thought the person as she went around Konoha searching for Naruto again. Naruto and Yugito appeared on top of a building as Naruto jumped down back to the street. I will never get over how fast your sunshine speed is. It's incredible, said Yugito as she joined Naruto on the ground in front of the restaurant. This is the place? Ichiraku's? Trust me. It's the best ramen. No, food, in the world, said Naruto as he opened the flap for him and Yugito to step inside. Yo, old man and Ayame-chan. I'm back. Out from the back came the owner of the restaurant, Tucci. Naruto, my boy. You're back, and oh-ho? Who's the pretty lady with you? Asked Tucci as Yugito blushed slightly. This is Kumo's Hellcat, Yugito ni. She's in town for a little while as we do peace talks between villages, said Naruto, who stopped Tucci from asking his next question. Yes, we have a new Hokage. It's Tsunade Butch, and Tucci nodded his head and smiled happily at the announcement. Tsunade-sama is the new Hokage. That's great news. So great, that your meal is on the house Naruto and your dates too, said Tsuchi as Naruto fist pumped in the air. Hell yeah, shouted Naruto as he and Yugito ordered their food. As they sat and ate, several figures were spying on them. Holy shit, said one of the spies with a small dog on his head barking in agreement. Naruto sure knows a hot chick when he sees one, get it in bro. As he said that he was elbowed in the side by a blonde. Shut up Kiba. We're here to find out what that girl wants with my Naruto-kun, said the blonde as a pink-haired girl agreed. Ino's right Kiba, but sheesh. That chick is amazing. She's everything you want to be Ino. She's got the curves, the style and started the pink-haired girl until she was cut off by Kiba. Boobs. Not like the girls from our class like Sakura and you, Ino, all flat-chested and underdeveloped, said Kiba as he realized Akamaru was gone. Akamaru? Where'd you go boy? Kiba heard Akamaru bark several feet away. Idiot? Why would he call me a? Thought Kiba until he was hit by a huge amount of killing intent. What was that Kiba? Asked Ino as she cracked her knuckles. You want to repeat what you said about girls from your class, specifically me and Sakura? Finished Ino as Sakura cracked her knuckles too. I said, shit, said Kiba as he got pummeled to the floor by righteous Ino and Sakura. As Sakura and Ino were pummeling Kiba, they didn't realize they had their own audience. Sakura and Ino-chan. Ino and Sakura froze at the voice. Mid-punch Ino looked up with a smile. Naruto-kun. Hi. When'd you get back, said Ino as she straightened up along with Sakura. Not too long ago. Why are you beating down on Kiba? Asked Naruto as Ino and Sakura smiled sheepishly. Before they could answer, Kiba beat them to the punch. Cause they're jealous of the hot girl beside you, said Kiba. Yugito laughed slightly as Naruto looked amused. Well then. This is Yugito, a Kumo ninja. She's here to negotiate a treaty between our villages. Yes, we have a new Hokage. It's Tsunade-butchan, said Naruto as Sakura perked up. Tsunade? Tsunade as in Tsunade Senju, one of the three Sannin? She's here? Asked Sakura as Naruto nodded. Sakura took off at that announcement. She was a budding medic nin and who better to talk to than the greatest one in the world. Kiba had already stumbled away leaving Ino alone with the other blondes. Ino smiled awkwardly as she said, well, I think my father needs me at the flower shop. Bye. Finished Ino as she took off. Yugito smirked slightly, seems someone is a woman killer. I hope your little stalker didn't think we never noticed her before just now, said Yugito as Naruto shook his head slightly with a smile. Naruto noticed the sun going down and got another idea. Hey, Yugi-chan, you wanna see my favorite spot in all of Konoha? Especially during this time of day. Naruto didn't wait for Yugito to answer as he grabbed her hand and vanished in another sunshine. Several minutes later, Yugito understood why this was Naruto's favorite spot. It's beautiful, said Yugito. Naruto had taken them to the top of the Hokage monument on the Yondaime's head to watch the sunset. Naruto smiled slightly. Yeah, it is. I come up here just to watch it all. My village and the view of the sunset that paints it a beautiful shade, said Naruto as he didn't notice Yugito staring at him. He's so amazing. And doesn't even realize it. Thought Yugito as her Baiju nodded in agreement. You could make him realize kitten, said the Nibi as Yugito became confused internally. Sensing her Jinchuriki's wonder, Nibi decided to elaborate. All you have to do is tear his clothes off and ride him until he started the Nibi until she was cut off by Yugito. Thank you Nibi. Thought Yugito as she and Naruto watched the sun go down. Eventually, Yugito yawned slightly and it didn't escape Naruto's attention. Tired? Asked Naruto as Yugito nodded slightly. Well let's get you to a bed. Naruto and Yugito stood up as Naruto gestured for her to get on his back. You do realize I can walk to a hotel right? Said Yugito even though she still climbed onto Naruto's back. Naruto smirked slightly and began to walk down the mountain face using chakra to stay attached to it. I know. I just have this fetish for carrying beautiful women. Sorry about that. Said Naruto with a smile. Yugito blushed again as Naruto continued to a local inn in Konoha to drop Yugito off for the night. 2 days later, 2 days had passed since Naruto returned to Konoha with Tsunade. Konoha introduced her as their 5th Hokage the day after their arrival. After her coronation, Naruto took Yugito to the hospital to meet Sasuke. Sasuke had been in a coma since Itachi used his jutsu on him. Tsunade had healed him earlier and Naruto decided to visit his friend. The visit was cool. Sasuke kept calling Yugito Naruto's girlfriend but they denied it every time. The only weird thing about the visit was that Naruto almost knocked over an old man with a cane. The old man had bandages around his right eye and an X on his chin. Upon asking Sasuke who that was, Sasuke said he had no clue, just a civilian trying to make sure he was fine. Naruto nodded his head but kinda was wondering if that really was what happened. Today though, Naruto and Yugito were headed to Tsunade's office. Naruto had been summoned by a hawk telling him to come and bring Yugito as well. Naruto and Yugito arrived in Tsunade's office to see Kakashi, Sasuke, Asuma, Shikamaru, Kurenai, and Shino standing in front of Tsunade's desk. Seated in Tsunade's desk was Tsunade herself with Shizune and Jiraiya standing behind her. Shikaku Nara, Konoha's Jonin commander, was also in the office along with Konoha's council, Homura Kato and Kohari Udatain. Naruto stood beside Sasuke as Tsunade addressed everyone. "Nice to see you arrive, brat, now we can get this started. I have gone over the recommendations and performances from the recent Chunin exams. You four did extremely well. Shikamaru Nara, for your well-thought-out strategy and excellent use of your clan's jutsu and know-how of when to get away, you are being promoted to Chunin. Come get your flak jacket," said Tsunade as Shikamaru lazily walked over to Shizune to grab his new jacket. Shikamaru sighed as he grabbed his flak jacket. "Troublesome, now I have to do more missions and they'll be harder." "Troublesome," said Shikamaru as Asuma patted him on the back. "Damn, he's lazy. Didn't even get excited," thought Tsunade as she moved on to the next Shinon. "Shino Aburame, for great planning against your opponent and amazing prowess in your family's jutsu, you are being promoted to Chunin. Come get your flak jacket," said Tsunade as Shino moved to get his flak jacket. "Thank you, Hokage-sama," said Shino as he grabbed his flak jacket and moved back beside a smiling Kurenai. "Sasuke Uchiha. For a great display of taijutsu, genjutsu, and ninjutsu. Great mastery of fire techniques and your dojutsu, along with finishing your matches with efficiency and your help during the invasion. You are being promoted to Chunin. Come and grab your flak jacket," said Tsunade as Sasuke smirked slightly. Sasuke walked up and grabbed his flak jacket as he said, "Thank you." Sasuke then turned to Naruto. "Told you I'd get my flak jacket before you." Naruto chuckled slightly at Sasuke who walked back beside him. "Naruto Senju," said Tsunade as Naruto looked on excited at this moment. "For a great display of ability well above Shinon level, maybe even Chunin level. Including the controlled use of your Baijuu, the display of a Kekai Genkai only seen once, and your assistance during the invasion. I hereby promote you to Chunin. Please come get your flak jacket." Naruto strode over to Shizune and grabbed his vest as he also got a hug from Shizune. Naruto walked back beside Sasuke as Tsunade smiled at her new chunins. "Congratulations to all of you for your promotions. Do Konoha proud," said Tsunade. "Shino and Kurenai, you may leave. I have something for these three." Finished Tsunade as Kurenai and Shino nodded and exited the office. Koharu, Homura, and Shikaku also left as this part had nothing to do with them. "Good. Now that they're gone, Shikamaru, I have a letter for you. It's from the Fire Daimyo asking for you to become one of his personal guardians. It's up to you, so think about it and give me your answer before the week is up," said Tsunade as she handed Shikamaru a letter. "Troublesome," said Shikamaru as he grabbed the letter and left along with Asuma. "Yugito ni. I have a response for you to return to your Raikage when you go back. I'm certain that will be within the day, so have a great trip back. It was a pleasure getting to know you and I'm certain I'll see you again. I need to speak to Sasuke and Naruto in private for a second, so if you could please wait outside for a little bit. I'm sure you want to say goodbye to your boyfriend, so I'll try to get him out quickly," said Tsunade as she handed a blushing Yugito a scroll as she then exited. As soon as she left, a Nanbu in a tiger mask appeared from the floorboard. Naruto recognized the Anbu immediately. "Tora-sensei. Does this mean it's time?" thought Naruto. "Naruto Senju and Sasuke Uchiha. I'm assuming you both still want to be Anbu," said Tora as they both nodded their heads. "Good. Be at this location at 8 AM sharp. Don't be late. And only bring yourselves and your Anbu equipment. See you then," finished Tora as he dissolved back into the floorboard. "Well, I'm out of here. Good luck tomorrow, you two. I'm so proud of you guys, have fun," said Kakashi as he puffed away in a sunshine. "See you tomorrow morning, Sasuke," said Naruto as he and Sasuke fist bumped. Naruto walked out of Tsunade's office as he found Yugito seated outside. "You wanna go get your stuff?" asked Naruto as Yugito nodded. Naruto and Yugito walked to go and get her stuff ready to leave. After about an hour, Naruto and Yugito were situated at the village gate. "Well, this looks like it's it for a while," said Yugito as Naruto nodded. "True that. Unless you decide to come to find me again, I wouldn't mind that at all, said Naruto as Yugito smiled. Yugito lunged at Naruto, who was unprepared for her sudden movement. Yugito wrapped her arms around his neck in a hug. Thank you for this past week. It's been one of the best of my lives, said Yugito, still pressed into Naruto. Naruto finally got over his shock and hugged her back. No problem. We'll make a better one next time we meet. That's a promise, said Naruto, still hugging Yugito. Yugito could feel Naruto's ever-prominent warmth. Yugito gathered some courage from said warmth and moved her head back slightly, which made Naruto look toward her. Before he could say or do anything, Yugito pressed her lips against his. It was a fast kiss and barely more than a peck. It did, however, let Naruto feel Yugito's soft lips, and he even tried to lean back in to continue it, but Yugito spoke first. Don't tell anyone that happened. That was just my way of saying thank you, don't look into it, said Yugito as she walked away from Naruto. Or do. Either or is fine with me. Naruto watched Yugito turn and walk away. As she walked away, Yugito was swaying her hips ever so slightly, and Naruto couldn't help but notice every curve of her perfect body. That's just not fair, thought Naruto as he watched her all the way until she disappeared off the path. Damn. You were winning this whole time and then she hits you with that. Yugito 1, Naruto 0. Good luck evening the score, said Kurama as Naruto smirked slightly. I'll definitely even the score. But first, I need to see Jiraiya-sensei about that tattoo, then I'll get prepped for tomorrow. Big day ahead, thought Naruto as he walked back through the gate. Hell yeah, Naruto. Bagging that Kumo bombshell. I saw that kiss just now. Way to go, shouted Izumo at the gate. Izumo and Kotetsu had watched Naruto and Yugito the whole time and clearly caught all the action. Naruto rubbed the back of his neck sheepishly as he vanished in a sunshine to escape that conversation. Damn, he's gone already. You get the picture for Jiraiya-sama? Asked Izumo as Kotetsu nodded and held up a picture. You know I did. Icha Makeout Tactics, first edition with his autograph. Score, said Kotetsu as he held up the picture of Yugito and Naruto mid-kiss. The next morning, Naruto arrived at the location given to him by Tora. It was a subtle gesture with his hands as he spoke that Naruto guessed was a sort of test to make sure you were Anbu material. Naruto was wearing his Anbu uniform and had bandages wrapped around his right shoulder down to his bicep. Naruto noticed Sasuke walk up about 2 minutes later and held out a fist to his friend. Nice of you to catch that yesterday, said Naruto as Sasuke smirked. He flashed his Sharingan. I have the best eyes out of us too. Of course, I caught that small detail. You ready to be an Anbu? It's hard out there, said Sasuke, bumping fist with Naruto as he let his Sharingan fade. Naruto nodded his head until he realized something. Hard out there? What do you mean? Have you been out there before? Asked Naruto as he questioned Sasuke. Sasuke had been acting fishy lately. Before Sasuke could answer, an Anbu in a snake mask appeared. Hello, recruits. Today marks the start of your specialized training to become an official Anbu, said Heavy Snake, as Naruto looked confused. Training? I thought we were already in? Asked Naruto as he got a sense of dread from Heavy. He could feel the sinister smile of the Anbu that only one lady he knew had. Of course Anko is Heavy. Oh no, thought Naruto as Heavy pulled out a kunai. No my dear Gaki. That was just an invitation. The real fun begins now, and if you survive these next 2 months then you'll make it. If not, then you'll not be one, you may even die. Who knows? Said Heavy as she then said. Welcome to hell. 2 months later, there was a full moon tonight as two figures stood atop the Hokage tower. They were both clad in Anbu uniforms, one with a raised collar and hawk mask on. The other was standing with his golden blonde hair swaying with a gentle breeze as he held his Gama mask in his hand. It was Naruto and Sasuke dressed in the same Anbu uniforms they wore during the Chunin exams, with swords now strapped to their backs. You ready? Asked Sasuke through his mask. Naruto placed on his own mask and replied. Ready. At that word, both of the two vanished into thin air and arrived in front of a building. Right outside the door, Tsunade was standing there waiting for them. As the two landed, Tsunade nodded her head at the two, who nodded back in reply. Tsunade looked proud at the two shinobi in front of her. One was her nephew and the other was his best friend. They were ready. From everything she had seen in the past 2 months, they were as formidable as they come. Two ninjas who were well on their way to becoming the best. Both of them were friends and also rivals. For a brief moment, Tsunade thought she saw her grandfather and Madara, but she quickly dispelled that thought as she opened the door and escorted the two new Anbu inside. It was time for Gama and Taka's Hawk initiation into Anbu. As the Hokage, it was Tsunade's job to oversee the initiation ceremony. After all, they were directly chosen by her and meant to serve her, so of course, she would be there. Tsunade opened a huge double door as she motioned for Naruto and Sasuke to enter. Upon entering, Naruto and Sasuke noticed several Anbu standing around a small lighted area in a circle. Naruto and Sasuke both entered the small circle as they noticed Kakashi standing there reading his orange book. Kakashi-sensei, of course he'd be here. He was an Anbu captain. Thought Naruto as Tsunade stepped in front of the two recruits. All of the surrounding Anbu, including Naruto and Sasuke, bowed at Tsunade's appearance. Kakashi merely threw out a mock salute as he continued to read his book. My fellow shinobi, we are here today to welcome two recruits into Anbu. Gamma. Taka. Please step forward, said Tsunade as Naruto and Sasuke approached Tsunade. The other Anbu picked their heads back up as Tsunade continued to speak. They have passed the trials of an Anbu and have been sworn in to protect Konoha at all costs. By the power invested in me by Konoha, I hereby announce Naruto Senju and Sasuke Uchiha as official members of the Anbu Black Ops. Welcome your new brothers. As Tsunade said that, the swirl marks on Naruto and Sasuke's left arm, between their shoulder and bicep, glowed red until it became its original black again. Several of the surrounding Anbu came down to greet the new members. How you do think they'll do? Asked Tsunade as Kakashi snapped his book closed. I'm sure they'll be fine, Tsunade-sama. Trust me, I was their sensei after all, said Kakashi as Tsunade nodded. Seems they'll be just fine. Thought Tsunade watching Naruto and Sasuke interact with their new teammates. That's it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my other social media accounts. Anime God here, and I'm signing off.